Hai korang, hari ni kita orang nak buat kerja account. So, korang stay tune.
Are you okay? Bye!
Bye!
First, SSM, Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia, its main function is to act a central repository of company information. This allows the public to access business details easily. SSM also ensures companies comply with rules by submitting annual reports, and it promotes good corporate governance. Next, LHTN, Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri Malaysia, its key role is tax collection, including income tax and other tax. LHTN also is to take identification number or TIN and conducts audit to ensure taxpayers follow the law.
I would like to talk about explain the accounting concept of material. Material is a concept that says all items are significant enough to influence the decisions of user of financial statements should be recorded and disclosed. Objectivity is a principle that requires financial information and accounting records to be based on factual, verifiable evidence such as receipt, invoice, or bank statement. Business entity is a principle that treats a business and its owner as two separate and distinct legal entities. Money measurement is a concept that states only transaction can be expressed in monetary terms such as dollar or ringgit are recorded. Going concern is the assumptions that a business will continue to operate indefinitely the foreseeable future.
Today I'm going to talk about purchase invoice. A purchase invoice is a document from a seller asking buyer to pay for goods or services. For example, it records details like items prices, quantities, and payment terms for accounting and tracking. Secondly, sales invoice. A sales invoice is a document from a seller requesting payment from a buyer for goods or service, showing items price, taxes, and payment terms. Other than that, cash bills. A cash bill is a document given after full payment, serving as a proof of purchase and showing items, prices, and the total paid. Other than that, credit note. A credit note is a document from a seller that reduces the amount of a buyer, usually due to the returns, errors, or discounts.
I would like to explain about debit note. A debit note is a document sent by a buyer to a seller to reduce the amount or to returns damages or billing errors and to request a credit note. And official receipt. Official receipts are formal documents that record sales and serve as legal proof of payment for tax and audit purposes. Usually with real number duplicate copies for buyer and seller. Payment vouchers. A payment voucher is an internal document used to authorize and record payment, serving as proof and ensuring proper documentation for accounting and audits. Next, memo. Memo and accounting is an internal document used to record adjustment or non-routine transactions when no external proof exists, ensuring proper documentation and audit trail. Next, check counterfoil. A check counterfoil is the small tab in the checkbook after writing a check, used as a record of details like the pay amount and date to help track expenses, reconcile, and bank statements.
Okay, this is an example of purchase invoice transaction. This transaction is recorded in the purchase journal. It shows that the business. Each transaction include the date, supplier name, invoice number, and amount. The total amount is also calculated at the bottom. Next, this is an example of sales invoice transaction. This is recorded in the sales journal. It shows that the business sold goods on credit to customers like Zahar, SDN Berhad, and others. Each entry include the date, customer name, invoice number, and amount. At the end, the total sale amount is at the bottom. Number 3, this slide is show an example of credit note transaction. It is recorded in the written inward journal. This happen when customer return good into the business. The amounts are recorded and the total return is calculated. This one example of debit note transaction. This is recorded in the written outward journal. This happen when the business return goods to supplier in debits. For example, goods were returned to Mama Confectionaries and Busy's HDMHD. The amounts are listed are totalized at the bottom. Lastly, this is an example of official receipt. This document is used as proof that payment has been made. It shows details like the seller's buyer, item purchase, quantity price, and total amount. It also includes the payment method such as cash or check.
Materiality. Materiality means only important financial information shall be included in financial statement. If a mistake or item is too small and does not affect decisions, it can be ignored. For example, buying a pen is not recorded as an asset but as an expense because the amount is small. Business entity. This concept states that the business is separate from the owner's personal transaction, must not be mixed with the business record. For example, if the owner uses personal money, I shall be recorded clearly as a capital or drawing. Going concern assumes that the business will continue operating in the future, will not close down soon. Because of this, assets are recorded and costs rather than liquidation value. Objective. Objective means all financial information must be based on clear evidence such as receipts, invoice, or documents. This ensures records are relied and not based on personal opinion. Money measurement. This concept means only transactions that can be measured in money are recorded in accounting. Non-financial items like employee skills or customer satisfaction are not included because they cannot be measured in monetary terms. Thank you.